Oh my gosh, I'm doing a TED Talk. So I was actually backstage doing my 2-minute power stance. Have you guys seen that one? Okay, I'm lying. It was 20 seconds, but I still did it. So let's see if this works. So just give me a minute, because I just want to look at you. So you guys are so beautiful, so beautiful. How many of you guys actually believed that when I said it? Oh, nice. I'm really stoked that actually believe it. So for the rest of you, how many of you thought, yeah, but, you know, like, yeah, but my thighs, or yeah, but my hair, yeah, but my gut. What about yeah, but my butt, right? So I know that a lot of you could come up with those yeah buts, but I know that we also have a hard time considering that we actually are genuinely beautiful. You see, I have this theory that because we are used to being bombarded with these messages of what we're not, then it almost becomes normal for us to be unhappy with who we actually are, right? I think we believe that we would be perfect and, you know, enormously attractive if only we could make that bigger, maybe make that a little bit smaller, tuck that under, right? Make that a little lighter, relax that curl, or change that color. But the truth is, you are beautiful. And my hope is that by the end of this conversation, you will question why you ever even doubted your beauty. I also hope that you will join me in challenging the standard of beauty. And I hope you do that by creating counter-narratives that are around who and what is beautiful. You see, I aspire to live in a tomorrow where we recognize that there is no standard of beauty, but in fact, there's diversity in beauty, where no one type of person kind of holds the monopoly on what is beautiful, where the structures and the industries that perpetuate and create and reinforce the ideas of beauty will actually celebrate diversity over homogeny. Lastly, though, I really want to live in a tomorrow where you and I aren't seeking the permission of, or we're asking for an approval from the standard of beauty to actually love ourselves. Thank you. And I really want you to know that this is so very doable. It's so doable. So I believe that the standard of beauty is actually simply a cultural construct. This simply means to me that it's a collection of ideas and thoughts around physical appearance that each generation and each culture comes up with and then reinforces it through its music, its art, its media, and even its politics. You see, it's us. We're the culture. We're the one who decides who is beautiful and what is beautiful, down to like the littlest thing like shoe size, right? So I would like to suggest that even forming a standard of beauty and expecting everyone to kind of live up to that, it does us a disservice because we're creating an unrealistic and superficial hierarchy of beauty. And I think it's also problematic because it often marginalizes, it alienates, it dismisses, and it often makes invisible entire communities of people. And I think that this is completely unacceptable. So I remember when I was a little girl, maybe about 6 or 7, I really, really wanted to be beautiful, or I called it pretty back then, right? I remember knowing that being a beautiful woman was so important. I knew it was an essential part of being a woman, and I knew that it was a type of currency that I could use to kind of navigate through the world. I figured out early on that beautiful women received praise, approval, acceptance, and free stuff. And I really wanted free stuff. So in my little mind, though, there were 3 things that were really important to me. These are the 3 things that would make me so very beautiful, right? So the first one was fair skin. And I'm hoping fair skin. And not any kind of fair skin, but Disney fair skin, right? You know the kind of fair skin that lets you walk through the enchanted forest and sing to woodland creatures? That was the kind of fair skin that I wanted. In other words, I wanted to be white, right? The second thing that was really, really important to me was having light eyes, so maybe blue or hazel. And I don't know why. Maybe I thought it was exotic or it gave me deep meaning, but what the heck does a 6-year-old know about deep meaning or being exotic, right? But of the 3, the most important one was long, flowing, preferably blonde hair, right? Long, you know, and not just any kind of long, flowing blonde hair, the kind that even if I'm in a room where there's no windows, it just goes, right? And it makes you like walk in slow motion, and everybody stops and stares at you. Yeah, how realistic was that? Because this is how it really looks. And there's a part of me that looks at these pictures of myself, and I really do feel sad for the young me. I mean, it actually kind of breaks my heart that I was struggling with this idea of who I really was and the image that I actually had come up with in my mind. So it took me a really, really long time to come to the place where this was sufficient, right? So now I stand before you with my brown skin, and I love it, right? I have these really deep, dark brown eyes. If they're mysterious or not, who cares, right? And most of all, I have this like wind-defying hair. I almost dare a gale force wind to try, right? But my ideas of beauty, they weren't a conscious, it wasn't a conscious choice. It was based on the construct and the narrative around beauty that I learned as a little girl. So the images that I was bombarded with taught me that I wasn't the standard. I even remember one year telling my mom for Christmas that I wanted a doll.